Hello, good morning. Today is the 19th of August, 2021. Abdallah Ziraba, I am back with my series of research, discussions, and lectures that I give on YouTube. I would request you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also click the notification button and ensure that whenever we have videos uploaded, there you are the first to see them through notifications. I am here to talk about the research project structure or the formats for computer scientists, where we design and implement software products as solutions to problems in our society. I'm Abdallah Ziraba once again, and I am saying that these slides are adopted from this link. Some of the information that you are going to find on this slide, I have adopted it from that link that is reflected here. I'd like to talk about structuring the project report, and we would like to understand what you need to do to solve a problem that you would like to address or you have chosen to address. In this lecture, I'm going to inform you about the choices that you take about the structuring of your report. You must understand that a report is your final documentation about your work, and it must be narrative. Narrative, I mean you can be telling a story of your project on what you did, but at the same time it must be argumentative, meaning that it provides a justification, logical justification of the steps that you took to solve your chosen problem. So you need to, your report must be carrying out all such aspects, and you must be clear on what you are saying. I would like to discuss social scientist approach, and here I am saying that the social scientists mainly concerned with discovering facts, truth, and explanations about the social world. So basically, when they write their research reports, their interest is to convey their research findings, and their interest is to provide useful information for the others. So they do things like library research, which refers to gathering information that others have already generated. And they also do primary research, which requires generating information through data collection, analysis, and the report findings. But then we have the computer scientists and their approaches. Computer scientists carry out experiments. They do design and implementation of software products and programs. And therefore, their approach is quite different from that of the social scientists. So it means that in this lecture, my major concern is about what the sections that computer scientists cover in their report structures, and also to give advice. I would like to give advice on how you can apply most of these thesis formats in your research projects. Also, the concern of this lecture is to show how the projects of social scientists are different from those of computer scientists, and you should get advice from your supervisor about how to structure your thesis report. Now, when the advice I am giving here is very different from what your supervisor has told you or recommended, I insist and advise that you should always follow your supervisor's advice. You have to stay organized. Remember that you are writing a report and not a diary of your work. You're not writing your story. You're not writing your textbook. Rather, you're writing an academic work, and you need to use the academic styles of writing. And remember to remain focused and be organized. Always organize your material in a very structured way. And as a computer scientist, do not structure your research project reports like social scientists. I want you to understand that there is a complete difference, and it is important that you know the difference. So we have standards and formats such that computer scientists use, such as IEEE, ACM. These are thesis or project research formats that are mainly used by computer scientists. So you can read more about them, or in my next video I'll be able to talk about them. So you must you can discuss your structure, you can organize your material in a structured way along the lines that are suggested by IEEE, which is a particular particular standard and format that computer scientists and engineering students use. So a particular report should only include those parts that you think are relevant. So you always start at a level where you are confused. If you look at this image, it starts at a level where you are just confused. But it is okay to be at that state, because it gives you a starting point. So to introduce this, you must write about the most interesting and important parts of your project or your thesis, and you devote much of your time and your writing to this. For example, you may want to understand the design choices you have selected and why you've taken such design choices. You may want also to document in your thesis or the aspects or the most difficult parts of your project. You may document this in your thesis, and why was it difficult, and how did you overcome such difficulties, and did you discover anything new in your own project as you are doing the designs and you are doing the development of the software products? And what is your contribution? Because all these products, all these software products have been developed before by other developers. So what is novelty? What new aspect are you bringing for us to say, yes, this was a very good software product designed by someone? So have you discovered something new? If yes, what did you do and what did you learn? So the above questions must be answered in your introduction, which is the first part of your thesis report or thesis project. So you see the scene and the problem statement specifications, you set it, and then you are good to go in that section. The second section is background, and in background section you provide enough background to the reader on what you understand, to the reader, so that the reader should understand what the project is all about or what the thesis is all about. For example, the reader needs to know or to understand the rest of the report. For example, examiners like to know that you have done some background research, and they also like to know that you know what else has been done about the field where you are documenting and doing the project in. So try as much as possible to provide enough background to the reader about your project, and try as much as possible to include citations and references based on related work. If you know of any, you must cite it there. What problem are you solving? You state this in the background. Why are you solving it? You let us know. And how does this relate to other works in this area already published by the previous scholars? And finally, what work does it build on? What are you trying to build on? What other contributions or what gaps have you identified in literature and you like now to use your documentation, your project to bridge up those gaps? The second section, another section there is analysis and design. And in this, you are looking at your project, the design systems of your project, and you want to give your project a high-level overview of your design. I mean, you want to give your readers an overview of your design, and you must state this clearly in your section, thesis project report section of analysis and design. So in many projects, you look at the initial designs and then the final designs. They may differ somehow. So if there is a difference in your initial designs that you had before you developed the software or the software product or the project, write about these differences, write about them and why you think there were changes that were made that is differing or making your initial designs change from that of your final designs at the end of your designs and your implementation. If your design was not implemented fully, we would like you to describe in your report which parts you did not implement and which parts you didn't, and which parts you implemented. If the reason you didn't implement something in your project is very interesting, please document it in this section. Show that, probably it turned out to be more difficult than you expected, and therefore it became so hard for you to implement such an aspect. Then after that, you talk about implementation. Here you are giving the codes. Of course, you don't put codes all over your thesis and your project documentation. You just show a little bit of your codes, your details of the codes, and not the complete list, because you can put this in your appendix. So you can just show just a simple code and the details and how you describe some key parts about your key aspects about your code. Finally, you can discuss the most important and interesting aspects of your code, and probably you can look at you can discuss everything and give the rationale why you used such codes, and you make a discussion there. Thank you so much. This is the first part of this presentation about research formats, and I think I'll get back with another video, the second part, where I'll be continuing with the other parts of the research formats and research report formats for computer scientists, and how this differ from that of social scientists. Thank you so much. I'm Abdallah Zirava, and hoping that you follow me on YouTube, and let's meet in the next video. Thank you so much.